Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in again. Today I just wanted to make a quick video about why dream characters are so important and why we need to treat them with love and respect. Now this might seem like something that is not super important or something that wouldn't really matter. I mean, it's just a dream, right? So we can do whatever we want and there's no consequences. Well, actually there is karma within the dream, because your brain actually can't tell if you're dreaming or awake. So if you do something within the dream, your brain has actually acted that out. So I know a couple people who will go off and, I've known people in the past who will go off and kill dream characters or just be violent and fight everything. And even though that might be fun for some, the thing we have to realize is dream characters are all part of our subconscious. Everything that we experience within the dream is part of our subconscious. And dream characters actually in specific represent archetypes within ourselves. So they represent our happiness, our creativity, our inner child. They can also represent fears or habits that we have or anything like that. So if I was to go and kill my creativity, the person that represented my creativity, that would have a negative psychological effect on me when I woke up, because I basically repressed a part of myself by killing off my creativity in the form of a being, a dream character. And when I wake up, I would actually experience less creativity. Because you know how I was saying, if you want to get rid of something, you can get rid of, habits, thought patterns, addictions, anything like that. You can also do that for positive things as well. That's why you want to be careful with what you do within the lucid dream. As far as dream characters go, you really want to make sure to understand them and love them and talk to them, even if it's a nightmare or a trauma or a bad memory from your past life. Because what happens if we try to hurt or kill these part of ourselves or repress it and kind of avoid it, it becomes more of a prominent issue. So if we want to cultivate nightmares and fears, we need to embrace them. We need to love them. We need to talk to them and understand them. And it creates this oneness of everything that is within ourselves, because it's not going to be so much a prominent fear or an issue in our life if we have learned to embrace it and love it and work with it. That is the main thing that I want to point out, is anything within the dream is a part of ourselves. And so you really want to make sure to understand the contents of your mind and not to act out in any negative ways towards dream characters or anything that could represent yourself. Now it is different within regular dreams, because obviously we can't control those and it's not having a negative effect on our subconscious, because we aren't lucid. We aren't aware of the fact that we are dreaming, so our brain doesn't have that awareness switched on, and it doesn't have the sense of self switched on. So it's actually not going to have an effect on our sense of self if we are not lucid within the dream and something like that was to happen. So anything that you do come in contact within the dream, whether it is scary or whether it is pleasant or whatever kind of vibration you get from said character or situation, you always want to be courageous and show it love and support and embrace it. Really learn to accept these parts of yourself, and you will notice that they aren't an issue anymore. This is very specific with nightmares, because if we're trying to fight something off, or we're running away from the nightmare, or we just try to wake ourselves up, the nightmare is basically just going to say, okay, see you next week, because we didn't learn to cultivate and understand why we had that fear or nightmare. And so it's just going to come right back into our dreams again, since we didn't learn how to cultivate it. So, and it's really cool to actually talk to dream characters, because it's like they have their own personalities. It's truly amazing to talk to them, because they do seem like different, separate people from us that have their own forms of consciousness, but that's actually all within inside yourself. So if you ever get information or advice from a dream character, you're actually getting that from yourself. We just didn't know that we had that information. I mean, we do only use 10% of our brain. That's how much of our conscious mind is there. The rest is our subconscious. So that's 90% of our brain that's full of information that we didn't even know we had. So it's very important to go into the dream with a childlike curiosity, and if you are ever scared of something or get an uneasy feeling, I definitely recommend going towards it, because once you cultivate your biggest fear or overcome or embrace the biggest issue within your dreams, it's not an issue anymore because you've already overcome it. And so I would just recommend having, that childlike curiosity and just being very kind to everyone within your dreams, because they are you. And if we're learning to be more kind to ourselves, this can also transform our brain within waking life to be more kind to others and to create more compassion and love in our life. So we want to make sure that we're surrounded with that energy even in our dreams, because it has a very positive effect on us and how we function in our day-to-day lives, not just our sleeping lives. Well, that is all I have for today. I just wanted to make a quick video for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. With love in the city.